Good morning, you beautiful, blessed, wonderful Cryptopians. Welcome back to the Crypto Bliss Show. Today, I have a crazy video in store just for you. So make sure to stay tuned right to the very end because I got lots of cool information. If you guys watched my video over here, if you haven't watched my video over here, go check it out because this is going to be very important to what it is that I have to share with you guys in this video right here today. Now, you will also see the second part of this, the third part of that video over there, that video series a little bit later on today. And then tomorrow evening, of course, we have my live session, 7 p.m. Do not miss out on those because there's going to be strong alpha coming out in there for you guys, as always. Now, thank you for being here with me, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Cryptopians. I said to you here, we are only here in my thumbnail. We literally had a little bit of a dip, and now we're kind of getting that momentum back up to the upside. And this is not only happening for Bitcoin, but it is happening for all of crypto right now. And I have to say to you, this is why I titled this video, Why I Am More Bullish on Crypto Than Ever Before. Okay, so if you enjoyed that, I hope you can subscribe to the channel. Of course, I truly appreciate all of my blessed subscribers that are with me today here on the video. And of course, all of those who are watching and are not yet subscribed, I hope I can grab your attention and get you to subscribe to this channel. That would be grateful and truly appreciated for the algorithm. Now, guys, I have quite a few charts to share with you, but before I get onto the charts, let's tackle, of course, some of our usual. So today, the cryptocurrency market cap is sitting at $2.6 trillion, $2.56 trillion. Guys, look at how we have just been stepping up over the last kind of 24 hours, few days. Okay, this is 24-hour market cap scenario, and it's up 0.3% over the last 24 hours. The trading volume is currently, however, sitting at about $47 billion, which is terribly low, guys, which is telling us that there is not much liquidity and capital coming into the space, which is very ironic because I think we're at that moment where we're just that kind of white screen that comes out when the news signal gets collapsed. Well, this signal in crypto gets put back on. Well, guess what, guys? We are going to see crazy stuff, especially because we have seen some of the highest represented and respected people in banking. You know, it's not illegal to tell you, oh, Bitcoin sucks and it's turd and whatever, and then behind your back go and buy it. Like, it's not illegal to do that. So, you know, in my personal view, you would see that as falsified information. And in terms of like marketing, if you guys know much about marketing, well, false marketing and false information for marketing is you know, it's a crime, of course. So we are about to see some crazy stuff come into the space, and I hope you guys can have the patience with me to go through this, because today Bitcoin is still sitting at 67K. Absolutely beautiful. It's up 10% for the last 7 days. We're still sitting at only a $1.324 trillion market cap. Ethereum is nicely above this 3,100 level, and BNB at 578, Solana 172. Guys, Solana's pumped 20% this week. Massive. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum is lagging somewhat, guys. I have to say to you, Ethereum is lagging as a as a competitor. And even though Solana is, yes, $300 billion behind it, if Solana had to catch up to Ethereum, because Solana's like 45 to 50x faster than Ethereum and like 1,000x cheaper than Ethereum. So, and it does what Ethereum does, just better. I'm sorry, Ethereum. I love Ethereum, but I still think Ethereum is going to go up. I think like a 8 to 10x on Ethereum, no problem. But I think Solana can do like a 20, 30x. You know, so if you guys have Solana, man, guys, you're at the right place at the right time. Just to get up there is like another 6x to Ethereum's market cap. So Wow, that will take us to 1,200 a coin. Just giving you some examples here. So, plenty. Let's not carry on here with this right now. But I do want to say to you that Tether is kind of stable on its, it hasn't been printing loads and loads of cash over the last 2-3 days, which is a good sign for us temporarily, showing us a bit of a pause because the fear and greed index is now back in the greed component. Whereas last week it was sitting in the 56 when we had that crazy dip. And today we're now sitting at the 72 level, which is pretty much okay, even though we have absolute shredding, trading, blood out on the streets once again in crypto, guys. I bought me some more crypto. I actually filled up some of my SUI bags. I did tell you guys that I would be buying lots of SUI, and told you guys about a few days ago. And I'm certain that this coin will be the next Solana. And if you guys think the Solana is outperforming Ethereum, wait till you see when SUI starts outperforming Solana. That will be absolutely insane. And that's why I've been accumulating quite a bit of SUI on my side, because I do have conviction for the ecosystem and the amount of liquidity that could come into that ecosystem. Some believe it can 10x. I believe SUI can easily. And if you go watch my video, you'll see why you could possibly become financially free with just a very small amount of SUI, especially considering its very, very small market cap at this point. Now, Morales money bubbles aside, we have constantly seen BTC as the scaling law equals a log 10 equals a log 10, okay, plus there equals the sum of this straight line, which BTC has somewhat remained above consistently ever since, like, down here at like $10 or wherever it was. Yeah, like $10, guys. So ever since BTC burst through this area, every single time sits on the red, punches up, pulls back to the red, finds some support on the red. And guess what? Even though it's finding support on the red after this bear market, we have like a whole year worth of accumulation points here on this red line, on this red zone. And then we finally make a punch up. Then we dropped, smashed down, reaccumulated at COVID, and then perfectly bounced off of this area, right, to make higher highs. And then now we've pulled back and we're continuing. Maybe we continue like this on the red trend line for some time before we actually have this absolute catapult of a crypto cycle. And I'm going to show you what I believe Bitcoin's next phase up in terms of its price point is. I still believe we're not even anywhere near Bitcoin's high. So I hope you guys have been accumulating tons and tons of Bitcoin. But for now, I'd like to go and show you some very, very interesting stuff so that I can give you some sort of comparison with Bitcoin's current $1.3 trillion market cap to the potential of what gold's market cap could be. Now, even though we've said that gold could end up, Bitcoin could end up surpassing gold's market cap at some point, if Jim Rickards, an incredibly profound economist, predicts that gold price could surge 27K. It's not a guess, it's a rigorous analysis. So why he's predicting it is he's not trying to do it to get attention. He's applying the 7.2 trillion valuation to 261 million troy ounce yields a gold price of $27,533 an ounce. So applying the 7.2 trillion valuation to 261 million troy ounces, okay? That's how much he believes that it could possibly be going to at this point. Now, Rickards further explained that the US M1 money supply is 17.9 trillion, which includes cash, bank reserves, and demand deposits. He added that assuming a 40% gold backing, a standard historically used from 1913 to 1946, 7.2 trillion in gold would be required, the economist continued. So we're talking about M1 supply here. M2 supply is now how they print. So if they're going to have to collect their M1 supply, and the M1 supply will possibly increase because of the M2 supply, like I have shown you guys in a number of my videos. The M2 supply has constantly been pushed up in the entire history, and the most amount was at COVID, and something like that is about to come up, undoubtedly so. If you're having a look at this M2 money stock, off of my beautiful, my very, very, I mean, look at this long-term chart here, guys. I mean, I'm just squeezing that. Look at that long-term chart. This is all the way from 1959. It has literally gone up. In fact, let's see how much the money supply has gone up in history. To the peak, 10,000%. So that means they have already eroded the value of the dollar by 1,000x since 1959 to 2024. That's fucking mad, guys. Okay. Now, in saying that, okay, right now, I want to say to you, you can see the money supply is indefinitely going up. It's going up non-stop. This is 2020. Pump. Guess what they're going to do right now? Because right now, they slow down on interest rates hikes. They've paused for a number of months. Usually they can possibly pause for about 15 months at the max, is you know, something I've showed you on some of my videos. I will leave those videos up here if you want to go and watch that. But I mean, we're bouncing perfectly. Look at this. This EMA ribbon is only starting to open up, like whatever, 60, 70, 80 years later, guys. It was flatlining here. Flatlining, flatlining, flatlining. This thing's only starting to open up. I showed you guys plenty times, okay? And this is what I believe that this is going to end up looking like over the next decade, okay? We're going to see fucking mad money pull. And doesn't mean we're not going to have crazy cycles, but this will finally start to open like the EMA is supposed to open. Now, hence, I'm going to show you what it does on Bitcoin chart, okay, as an example. So when you go into a bear market, okay, so it crosses over, that's a bull market, it sits above it, it pulls back down, pulls back under, it crosses it, and then it's now pumping back up above it. Find support on top. Look at how it has to entirely open up along the whole journey of this bull cycle, where it opens up until then it starts to kind of consolidate and then crash again. Then it crosses back over to the downside, showing a bit of a bear phase. Now, guys, you can see very obviously that this has not yet done that. It hasn't even opened up. In fact, it's been sitting a little bit sideways, which means that this is going to act like a springboard with the PMO price moving oscillator. The PMO is starting to slow down and turn up as well. It is absolutely inevitable. We're about to see trillions flood into the market. I'm very happy to say this because I'm an investor in silver. I'm an investor in gold. I'm an investor in crypto. I don't own any property, unfortunately. I've never been in a position to be able to buy my own properties or any of that. But that's what I will be doing after I do take some profits out of the crypto space. I won't be buying any property this year because property is absolutely smashed, and I think it's going to crash sometime later on. But for now, I would say that the more liquidity that comes into the space, there is only that amount of assets. The banks, the M1 money supply, like Mr. Jim Rickards is busy talking about over here, okay, a lot of this is going to go into the banks. The banks are going to have to lend it out to people like us. We're going to take it, use it, buy Bitcoin, make more money in Bitcoin, pay it off, beat the interest rate plus the inflation rate, and absolutely make life-changing gains on top of it. The market is screwed, guys, and that's why this is inevitable, that this goes up. And if I might just say to you, ever since Bitcoin started, if we go and look at the same chart, wouldn't you say that even though this is from 2012, 29, all the way now to this point, wouldn't you say that it looks the same? It's doing the same. And on the monthly, if you guys look very carefully, we opened very slightly here. We consolidated here. And we are now starting to only open ever so slightly at this point. We have yet to experience a crazy open on the monthly time frame of these moving averages. And I believe now this season is that time. Okay. I believe we might have one last season after this, but this season will be the season that you and your family can become absolute multi-millionaires and financially free. If you guys subscribe to this channel, you will see more of that, and you will see exactly what it is that I've been investing in. I've been showing you guys. I've been sharing these things with you. So I hope you're enjoying this. If you are, you know how to share the love for the algorithm. Now, there is something very careful that I want to share with you on this, guys. If we're expecting a $27,000 price, let's go back here to this paragraph here. Bearing in mind that Bitcoin, gold is currently sitting at a $16.2 trillion market cap and is currently at a $2.4 price. And Bitcoin is still hanging on to this 10th position very nicely at a $1.323 trillion market cap. It has the highest price value in this entire market because there is limited supply. And if you look at that article that Jim Rickards was saying, where is this? This is just a fraction of the gold supply. I'm just letting you know this, guys. But 261.5 million troy ounces. Bitcoin only has 21 million. That's why Bitcoin is better than gold. Okay, but gold has 261 million troy ounces, and that equals that price at that point. So if Bitcoin continues to get the liquidity that gold gets in, you can see why there is the case that Bitcoin will eventually surpass gold, absolutely tremendously so. So in that being said, let's have a look at what the potential calculations could be of what gold and Bitcoin could do. So if gold was to hit a $27,533, according to Jim Rickards, divided by $2,420 at today's price, that will give us an 11.37x on gold's market cap. So times this by 16.249 trillion gives us a $185 trillion market cap for gold. Hence me saying to you that as much as I love what Jim Rickards is saying, 7.2 trillion versus the amount of liquidity and capital that is going to be pumped into this market through the cycle. And guys, this is at 20 trillion right now. Like, I'm very much considering, and I can't, there isn't a candle chart for this, unfortunately. But as you can see here, if we were to draw some sort of Fibonacci on this, I would say to you, I would say to you, they probably could put a minimum of 6 trillion into the market, minimum. But guys, this thing is like the dogs and the horses that have been let out the race, at the gates. Boom, they go. There is nothing stopping them. This is a choo-choo train just absolutely about to fly. And that's why I believe we're probably going to double, if not triple, this M2 money supply up from 20 to either 40 to 60 trillion dollars by the end of the cycle. I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. And that's why I believe, like, if Jim Rickards is calling that's this, guys. That's $184 trillion market cap just for gold. If Bitcoin had to try and get anywhere near that, and I've been saying to you, I think Bitcoin could hit a $20 trillion this cycle. Okay? $20 trillion. Let's just very much work that out. So 20 divided by 1.323 gives us 15x on the current Bitcoin price, sitting at $67,161 today. That's a $1 million Bitcoin. Okay? And that's just at a $20 trillion market cap. We're not even talking about Bitcoin surpassing gold's market cap. Okay? At that point, it will be untouchable for Bitcoin. None of these other things. If Bitcoin ends up looking like the $185 trillion, let's just say it possibly somehow miraculously because of all the money printing. I don't know. You let me know what you guys think. I'm just throwing my shit out there for you guys. And no, I'm not being emotional, but I'm just trying to show you some points here that I believe you should be very, very aware of during the cycle. And instead of listening to fools like this, okay, fighting Bitcoin, I hope you have as much Bitcoin as you possibly can have, guys. Because if what I'm about to show you right now, 185 divided by a 1.323, that's going to give us 140x gain on the Bitcoin price in order to equal the market cap of gold, which so many people believe that will surpass this over the next few moments. But guys, I still think we're very, very early in Bitcoin. If we're sitting at $67,000 right now, imagine what 140x times, wow, 140x times 167,161 is going to give us. Because if we do this in this cycle, I don't know, I don't have a genie in a bottle. I'm not saying it's going to do this. This is not financial advice. But I'm telling you, I'm scooping up as much Bitcoin as I possibly can. Because Bitcoin is going to be like, it's going to essentially have the trajectory of a shitcoin or, you know, altcoins that literally pump like crazy. I think Bitcoin is going to go berserk because of what the secrecy is of the investing. Now, before I show you what this number is, make sure to stay tuned and share some love for the channel because there's a last few things I want to show you before I come back to this in a moment. The Bitcoin bull cycle is not over by a stretch of imagination, according to Jason Pizzino. Here is his targets. Okay, his first target is at the 2 on the gang swing indicator, which is 135k. All right, I think that's this next phase's push up, and I'd like to share that with you on this chart here right now. Okay. This is my weekly candle. We are now finding support on my ribbon. The PMO is punching up. And here is essentially this bull flag pattern here, that pennant that we're breaking out of, finding some nice support. Even though we're capitulating, it's still valid that we're holding that support level, okay? This is the target. So 2.618, okay? It's kind of where he's talking about up here. So that flag would take us up to there. We're going to have resistance at each of these levels. There must be some sort of resistance. But the breakout out of this inverse head and shoulders, and the cup and handle pattern here, okay, essentially is that target. If you look at it, there's the peak, okay? The breakout ironically hits that 138,000 that Mr. Jason Pizzino is currently talking about over there, okay? So not only that, but we have the growth rate difference, the market cap versus the realized cap. The BTC market cap is the purple line, the delta growth rate. We have 2-year cycles of continuous growth rate, continuous growth rate, continuous growth rate. We are not even anywhere near like finishing off the first year of continuous growth rate. So we still got some time, guys. You do have some time. But the longer you choose to wait, the more price you're going to pay, the less Bitcoin you're going to have, the worse position you're going to be in against inflation, against the guys printing their currency, against all of the stuff that I've been talking to you about just on this chart alone. Okay, so now let's move on here, guys, because you can see that the short-term holders spending low profit margins, which signals low selling pressure. The short-term holders are not selling anymore. They're holding their Bitcoin because it's going to pump. Not only that, we also have the total OTC desk balance. Somewhat, the OTC balance has now flattened out. There are limited supply. The supply shock, okay, is coming. The demand shock has been happening. The supply shock is yet to come. And imagine when the supply shock and the demand shock meet each other at the middle, that is going to be like Pompeii volcano erupting, guys. I don't know, something crazy like that. Now, with that being said, I want to show you that currently we're in a position where we're seeing since October 23, we had a bull golden cross right here where the 50 moving average crosses over the 200 moving average. Boom, boom. Look at this, guys. Look at this. We've pulled nicely and it's coming back to this point. We're bouncing off just like we bounced off here, which I have no doubt that at this point, while we were busy coming down, we probably came under. And then because of this, we started to pull back up and flatten out. The same thing is going to end up looking like it happened here. Okay. The cross is going to happen. Now, since October 23 to there, this was a 175% gain. What would a 175% gain look like on the price point from, the potential of the golden cross here? 175% would take us, there you go. Can't even see it. 175% would take us up to the $185,000 Bitcoin. So you can see why more and more I see that Bitcoin price is going to blow through this level, but it doesn't mean that it's going to pour. It doesn't mean it's not going to pause and it's not going to pull back. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to fucking blow the lid off the pot. Okay, I've shown you why. And I'm going to show you a few last things before I get going. Because the golden cross is sparked at 170%. Not only that, we're also seeing the liquidation heat map above us. There's a lot of short positions, which are, the bullish price action of Bitcoin, the volume of Bitcoin is currently telling us we're about to explode. And as you can see here, also the Bitcoin breakout rally, this is from Titan of Crypto, where seems to be repeating the same pattern from early 2024, where the Ichimoku golden cross happened, the breakout Kumo cloud by price, breakout of Tenkan and Kinjun by the lagging span. Last time it happened, it went up 62%. Now, this is some juicy stuff, and I'm going to show you a couple last things, because breaking, the State of Wisconsin Investment Board just disclosed the State of Wisconsin Investment Board, 162 million of Bitcoin ETF holdings, BlackRock and GBTC. Okay, state adoption, then nation state adoption. Okay, we're only starting to see this. They have to disclose their holdings. Now, there is no more secrecy. Okay, the more they disclose after each quarter, they will have to file their disclosings to us and we will know more. Not only that, pension fund manager, State of Wisconsin disclosed it's 162 million. Also, Renaissance Tech has been looking at its filings as well. We're also seeing here, Fed Chair Powell, my confidence in inflation moving back down is lower than what it was. Transitory, okay? That's their line. I've heard transitory since 2008, since I've been trading 2008 gold with Janet Yellen and I can't remember the bald dude before that. Yeah, anyways, we know who they all have been. I can't remember his name. But there are thousands of pension funds in the United States managing $27 trillion in assets. They are all going to need some Bitcoin. Wow. Okay. Not only that, but we're also seeing that just in the next Vanguard CEO is the former head of BlackRock's global ETF business. But that doesn't mean that they're going to launch an ETF immediately. But I guarantee you that they will soon enough. Let's tackle that beautiful price action that we've been talking about on Bitcoin. But before I do that, I just want to go and show you one of the last two charts of mine. I've shared this one with you. You can see why it is that I am convicted that Bitcoin on the monthly time frame is currently in an expansion phase. Okay, we are about to blow the lid on this zone right here. That is what happens every single year after the halving dates. I have continued to show that to you. Now, the difference between all of those previous cycles and this cycle is that ironically, guys, okay, we are currently sitting with the PMO. It's never been as low as it's been, and it's never had a deep cross as it has right now. And we're currently at pretty much all-time highs of Bitcoin. Sure, if you guys are not bullish right now, look at that potential to this level out of that Fibonacci. 242,000. Now, my personal target is 300,000. I think we could have a blow off top, like kind of up to about 500,000. But I personally think we're going to blow up up until this 1.618, the 100K level. It's a psychological level. If you guys don't think we're going to have a rejection and a pullback down to this level, I think you might be fooling yourself. I would say to you, take some profits at 100K. If you're in a trade, take some profits at 100K. And then let the rest rally up, guys. We are going to see this push all the way to the upside because now it's got the momentum, the energy, the liquidity, the M2 supply, the banking crisis busy happening. Inflation is messed up. The Fed knows not what they do. More money is coming in. Barely any people, only 4% of people across the world are in Bitcoin and crypto. The EMA ribbon, the indicators, look at this, guys. This is the PMO. Look at this on the monthly index, guys. I can't stress this enough to you. We are about to see history unfold. I would say to you, let's go and see what Bitcoin did the entire cycle. Because look at where this PMO was up here, which was all the way at the top. Okay? I would say to you, why not? Let's be bold. Let's say Bitcoin does 17,700% this cycle. I don't have a genie in a bottle, okay? But if it does 17,000% this cycle, I mean, that's ridiculous, guys. I doubt we could do that. But as you're now starting to witness, okay, 17,000% this cycle kind of looks like a $12 million Bitcoin. A $12 million Bitcoin, wow. That means we're probably going to have to see a crazy number. So let's go and see what all of this now looks like. If we were to hit that $184 trillion market cap equal to gold, what could the Bitcoin price be? So we took the 140x gain that could possibly make the difference between that 184 of the potential of the gold market cap, according to Jim Rickards, okay? All right? Not even according to him. I believe it's much more than that. And dividing that by the current Bitcoin market cap, what is that going to give us in terms of a Bitcoin price? Any guesses down below before I do this? Any guesses? Any last guesses? Before I do it, though, as you can see here, Bitcoin has found support. It's breaking up above my purple box, which is a major resistance level. If it closes this weekly candle nicely above the zone here, guys, with the volume, plus the RSI pointing up, plus my trades and profit, you guys want to trade and make some profit with me, hit my Bybit links down below so that you guys can make cash with me. You can get up to $30,000 deposit bonus. My Bitflex, you can get up to $88,888 bonus. And thank you for being here with me on the channel. Once again, I truly appreciate all of you blessed, benevolent souls. Let's go and finally look at those numbers, and we'll see on the next one, you beautiful souls. Finally, $9.4 million Bitcoin. I think now you can see the conviction as to the people that know about Bitcoin. If you had to invest today a mere $67,000 in one Bitcoin, and this hit nearly $10 million in price, you're going to see you're very much in profit, like by 140x profit. Okay. So I'm convicted that Bitcoin is going up. Whether you believe so or not, that is my conviction. And I hope I have convicted you. And if you appreciated that, show some love. We'll see you on the next one, you blessed, beautiful souls.